right, is everyone ready?
Yes.
So for my internship, I worked at Reebok. My mom works there, and she's in the licensing division. And we were talking about possible internships for me, and she knew the part of the company called Box, which is a nonprofit part of Reebok that advertises kids getting active. And you will see more about it in my presentation. And it's called Box, and it stands for Build Our Kids' Success. So, some quick statistics for you before I start. In 2010, more than 1/3 of children were obese, which is like 5 of you in here if you think about statistics like that. Childhood obesity has more than doubled in children and tripled in adolescents in the past 30 years. And there are a lot of consequences of obesity: diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, sleep apnea, greater risk for asthma and chronic medical conditions, and then some mental disabilities like poor body image, depression, eating disorders, and there are 10 more. It's just not good. Okay, so the problem that Box recognized is that many schools in Massachusetts were cutting their phys ed programs due to underfunding, budget cuts, not enough rooms in the schools, whatever, and kids weren't getting active. And as a result of this, obesity is skyrocketing. Kids are going, like, their academics have gone down a lot because they're not able to expend this energy. And in Newton, we don't really know what this is like because we've had phys ed classes like twice a week. We run around in recess, and a lot of these schools can't do that. So the Box solution, our program, we thought that we needed to fix this. And we wanted to train and certify parents, teachers, or any other adults willing to do this in teaching an elementary school level phys ed class. And then these people would be paid, I think we paid them about $25, $30 a session, to go into any of these inner city schools that they want and teach the kids these classes before school. So they started about 7:30. So my job in this division is to be the school visitor, which is like a pretty cool job to have. And we're in about 50 schools, and I have to go to all of these schools. And it's been really fun. So my job is to visit each school and ensure the morning program is running smoothly and each kid is learning the curriculum to the fullest extent. So there's certain things that we have to teach them that's in our curriculum. It's not just like they run around all day. We have certain things we actually teach them. And I get to play with the kids, and I come in like Reebok exercise stuff, and all the trainers are in Reebok, and our colors are blue and white, and they're all wearing it, and it's just a really fun atmosphere. So I visit about 2 to 3 schools a week, and each school starts around 7:30 in the morning because it's a before school program, and I have to wake up around 6:30, sometimes earlier, to even get there and figure out where to park. And I've had some bad parking experiences where I've been boxed in and I've been towed, and people haven't been really nice to me about it, so it's been an experience. And I've been going to Charlestown, Dorchester, Rosendale, Roxbury, JP, Framingham, Canton, Mattapan, Natick, and more. It's not in Newton yet, and Newton doesn't really need it, but it could definitely be a good potential idea in the future just to have more programs. So every Box class is run a little differently, but the normal structure is each Box class starts with a morning run and stretch, followed by a game, skill of the week, health chat, and cool down. We play toilet tag, which is a really fun game where like one person is it, and then they'll run around and get a person, and then they become a toilet, and then your friend has to tag them, and then they flush, and you go around, and then they're not stuck again. So it's fun because you see all these kids like squatting, like looking like toilets, and I think it's funny. And then you play Fishy Fishy, which is one of my favorite games, and I've never won. All the kids love to get me. Relay races, obstacle courses, and for relay races it's fun because it's like run to the middle, do 5 push-ups, do 10 jumping jacks, and run to the other side. And these kids by the end of the class are like pretty sweaty. So we have a skill of the week that the kids learn, and one week it's push-ups, sit-ups, squats, burpees, lunges, donkey kicks, running, and one of the funnest things that I've seen is all the kids are doing handstands against the wall, and kids are like crawling through, and so they're actually really enjoying it and having a good time. And then at the end we have a health chat, and we learn portion size, like don't have something bigger than your hand, or all these kids are so into it. They love fruit. We've made smoothies a few times. We talk about what we've had for breakfast, sugary cereals they know aren't good. And a lot of the parents have talked about how when they go grocery shopping with their kids now, the kids are like, Mom, we can't get that, there's too much sugar. So it's little things like that that we really kind of want, and that's the goal of the program, and I think we're achieving that. Okay, so here's some examples. These kids are squatting and planks and the health chats, and it's been really successful in every school, and all the kids are actually really into it. As I said, each trainer formats the box program differently. Some teach it like in a military style. So this one school called Murphy that I went to in Dorchester, this guy literally has like 50 kids have their own spot in the room in these lines. And it's like football practice, and they're all like doing football, and then he's like, oh, and they get down and do a push-up, and and then jumping jacks, they're on different like sounds, and these kids are like really trained. And they do a 10-minute run, which is a long run for these kids, and they're not allowed to stop. If they stop, they have to do push-ups, that's the rule. So it's like a little scary, but I actually really enjoyed it. And then another school that I go to in Charlestown is really different, and the trainer, Nia, who works at Warren Prescott, is very like, let's have fun, let's all play games. So it depends on what you like, but there's definitely a lot of different ways to teach this, and I think that's what makes it so interesting. Some box classes are outside, some are inside, and sometimes it's hard to have classes inside because a lot of the schools don't have gyms, so you're literally like in a music room, and some of the exercises is like jumping on chairs because they don't have enough room to jump on the floors. So that puts things definitely in perspective for me. And some have 5 trainers when there's a lot of kids, and then I went to a program that only has like 6 kids. And the program's free, by the way, so it doesn't discriminate against any family or kid. And some have 75 kids, as I said, some have 10. And then a huge day that happened a week ago, a little more than a week ago, is called Active Kids Day. And it's like my baby because I literally made it happen, which is awesome. And 2,000 kids from all over Massachusetts came, and we bussed them in from all these different inner city places, and all like hundreds of different kids from different schools came, and it was food, field day performances. We paired up with the Salvation Army, which was awesome, and they gave out a lot of healthy food samples. You had kids running around. We had a lot of Patriots players come, and people from the Revolution soccer team came, and it was really fun. All these kids had an amazing time, and then if you see on the right, there was like a performance, and it was dancing vegetables from a company called Super Sprouts, and all the kids were really interested in it, which was actually very fun. And it was fun. This was like the most challenging and rewarding moment for me because it seemed like everything I was working for finally came together during this day, and I had such a good time. I got to interview the kids and talk to the parents, and everyone was having such a fun time. And it was nice to look and be like, I set that up and I really made it happen. So it was really good. All the kids had a good time. And finally, what I've learned is kids are really cute, and I definitely want to have a profession having to do with kids in the future. I don't really know what it would be, but it definitely taught me something. There's a genuine way to make exercise fun, and that is something that I didn't believe in for a while, and now I see that kids are having a good time. A lot of the parents have said that they learned how to do squats, and they go on walks with their kids now, and their kids are really educating the parents and the rest of the family, which is exactly what we want. I've learned a lot about corporate America just from being at Reebok. And the Rick Ross scandal, I don't know if you heard, but Reebok was sponsoring him, and then he had some few bad lyrics, and we had to drop him, and that was a huge controversy. And Reebok is a pretty cool place, but there's a lot of things that I've been learning about corporate America, which is very interesting. And I've learned that hard work pays off, and I've worked pretty hard. So thank you for watching, and I seriously advise anybody and everybody to do Spark next year.